listening to WICR, Iona College Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
I'm your host, Kyle DeVito, and you're listening to the New York Sports Club. Boy, how can one not love New York sports? You got everything you can need. Yankees can get some decent pitching. I can definitely see the offense getting hot and carrying them on a nice little postseason run.
Swung on out, hit in the air to deep right field. That ball is high, it is far, it is gone! He's done it again!
With the Mets pitching this year, there's no goal that's out of reach.
Just so you know, we're putting together a football team. Love you to join. Will you teach me to football? Sure, we'll teach you to football. Won't we, caretaker? I'll teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
Odell Beckham, is that guy even from this planet?
Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
And Manning's gonna heave one is, it's a flag. Beckham with a one-handed catch. How in the world? Oh my goodness. And Brandon Carter's back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch? Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to bring up the Knicks. Lord have mercy. I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice. You know what day it is. It's Wednesday. Let's get it going.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the New York Sports Club on WICR. I'm your host, Kyle DeVito, joined by just Max Bruckman today. Max, what's up? Kyle, always a pleasure. Mike is out sick. We might have a guest, Tyler Bruno, coming in later, but for now, we're rolling with what we got. We're going to talk to you about the Mets. Boy, have they been impressive. And their ongoing NLCS, one game away from the World Series. Wow. I didn't see this one coming. Yeah, we didn't think we'd be here with the Mets, did we? No way. But they've been playing the best baseball out of anyone in the world. So we're going to talk Mets. We're going to talk Giants. Absolutely sickening performance in Philadelphia. And then we're going to end it with little Jets. So I'm going to open it up right now. I got to start with this guy, Daniel Murphy. Boy, has he been something, hasn't he? Oh my goodness. That guy is on another planet right now. 5 home runs in 5 games. You can't pitch. You just can't pitch to the man right now. I might walk him. I might just walk him most of the series. On the offensive side, he's pretty much single-handedly killed the Cubs. I mean, yes, they've got some contributions, but without him, the Mets are nowhere this postseason. He's been absolutely phenomenal. And you know what stinks about this whole thing is that he's a free agent in this coming year, and with this performance that he's putting into this postseason, he's going to be what do you think he just upped his contract by? A good couple million, right? Yeah, he got himself a good payday, that's for sure. But I don't see him as the player to kind of test the free agent waters the way we've seen a guy like David Price do. I think Daniel Murphy's he's more of a homegrown player. I think he understands the loyalty to New York, and he's really had a connection this year with the fans and how he's really progressed as a player. So I think good for him. He might get a good payday somewhere else, but I think if he could stick it out as a Met, and I think the Mets will be generous enough to give him a little extra too. Yeah, and boy does he deserve it, because he's playing his best when it means the most. And so, I mean, the Mets in this series, I don't know if you felt it, but I just felt they've controlled every single inning of this series. Even when they've been behind, I just think they've played phenomenally this series. You got to give credit where credit's due. A 3-0 lead, I don't think anyone saw that one coming. And they haven't even been behind. They haven't trailed this postseason. They didn't trail last night? No, it was tie ball game before Murph went.
So Soler tied it with the home run and then the pass ball, the strikeout pass ball. Okay, but that just speaks volumes there itself. I mean, the Cubs came in hot, beating the Cardinals team, which I do think that series took a lot out of them, beating their rival. But the Mets have completely dominated the Cubs, and I wouldn't be surprised if the brooms are out tonight.
Yeah, I'd expect a nice sweep here. I think, both these teams we didn't expect to see this far, this late in the season. We, kind of thought, okay, Cubs maybe, next year, the year after, and certainly the Mets we did not see here.
Yeah.
But the emergence of Daniel Murphy, like you said, and also doing it with the glove. He was flashing some leather last night. He had a good play to his left, nice little sliding grab, but yeah, I think the Mets are going to finish it out tonight. I don't think this is the Cubs year.
Yeah, and I think just even from game one, I think Harvey did a great job of setting the tone. Obviously going 7 2/3, 4 hits, 9 Ks. I mean, that's the Harvey that we've been missing. That's the Harvey that we've been waiting to see all year. And even the Harvey that we, in terms, haven't even seen before because of the whole, you haven't seen him in the playoffs, and he showed up, and boy, was that crowd something special in game one.
Yeah, it was. And to anyone who doesn't think that Harvey was distracted, you're just kidding yourself. He was. But you know what? He's a gamer, so he put it behind him and he pitched his game. And I can't wait to see him next time out on the mound, see what he does in the World Series.
Yep. And so all my callers that we're going to try something new today with callers. But can you please just call a little after we get done with the segment, maybe 4:10, 4:15ish. I know you guys are antsy to get on, but we want to give a little background.
We'll get the pot. We'll get the pot brewing, guys. Don't worry.
We will get it going, and when we get it going, we're not going to stop. But the Mets, I mean, I got so much stuff written down that I don't even know where to start. The Mets have been absolutely phenomenal in this series. Now, tell me what you think, because I've heard a little bit of this today, and it's an interesting perspective. What do you think about Terry Collins outmanaging Joe Madden? Do you think that's insane?
I don't know so much if we got to really see Joe Madden go to work in this series. The Cubs came into this series 7-0 against the Mets this year. And the Mets have done nothing but pitch against them. A 1.67 ERA.
They've been phenomenal.
3-0 right now. The Mets are just out-pitching the Cubs. End of story. They wanted more. I don't think
they're outplaying the Cubs. They're scoring first. They're scoring right away. They basically give the Cubs no hope. I mean, Schwarber, if it wasn't for Schwarber, I don't think the Cubs would, the Cubs might as well not even showing up to the park.
And what's Joe Madden to do? I mean, he's keeping it loose. He's, he's doing some antics in the clubhouse, but he's not. What more can he do? I mean, it's up to the players. The players at this time of the year need to go out and they need to win the ball game, and that's what the Mets are doing. And I'm sorry, Joe Madden, but maybe we'll see you next postseason, but it's not happening this year.
Oh my God, the Mets pitchers have been absolutely phenomenal. You can't say enough about them. But John Lester in Game 1, to me, I thought that was a pathetic performance.
Yeah, definitely from your free agent pickup, you're giving the man $100 million, and he doesn't win. You need to win. That's $100 million to win in the postseason, not to get me there. You need to win ball games in the postseason. I expect a little bit more out of Lester.
Okay, and I mean, what do you think about the Arrieta coming into Game 2? I actually thought the Cubs were gonna win Game 2, as a lot of people did. And Arrieta just came out, and I mean, I don't think that ball that he threw to Murphy was a terrible pitch. That guy's just on fire right now. He's hitting anything that moves. But right off the bat, Wright jumping on him. I mean, you just kind of sensed the Jake Arrieta wasn't Jake Arrieta. Now, I heard I think Cal Ripken, or it was either Cal Ripken or Ron Darling, say something about the innings on his arm, and they were saying how this whole time it's been the Mets pitchers, the innings limit, and these guys are now, Harvey, Syndergaard, even DeGrom, have exceeded their limit count, and then they're dominating. They're completely fine. I mean, they're not showing any signs of it. But then you got a guy like Arrieta, who's been an absolute horse the whole year, who his last 2 starts just hasn't looked like Jake Arrieta.
No, he hasn't. And the innings limit may be a toll on Arrieta. There's no limit, sorry, but the innings tallying up on Arrieta may have played some sort of factor in that game. But I think, and we talked about this, Kyle, what you need to do in the postseason is not let pitchers get into a rhythm.
No.
You need to attack them early. You gotta make them pay for their mistakes. And the Mets just didn't let Arrieta get into a groove. They attacked him early, and they made him uncomfortable. They hit the pitches that he left over the plate, and they did a great job of attacking Arrieta.
Yeah, and they've done that against everyone they faced. I mean, look at these guys. One, these guys that they faced, but two, the guys that Daniel Murphy has homered off of this postseason. Clayton Kershaw, Zach Greinke, and Jake Arrieta. Arguably the three best pitchers in baseball this year. The three contenders for the Cy Young. And Murphy's homered off all three of them.
Yeah, we're looking at the postseason MVP. There's no question about it.
He's creating his own legacy right now in Mets folklore. I mean, he's creating the legend of Daniel Murphy right now. If the Mets go, if they make the World Series, he'll already be considered a legend. If they win the World Series, Daniel Murphy will be loved in Queens forever. And that you can count on.
And that's why I don't think he should test him. He doesn't need to test the free agent markets.
Don't you just feel like he's a Met?
He is a Met.
He's always been Met. He comes up, he plays hard. He's been with the Mets through a tough time. I feel like he's kind of like a David Wright kind of guy. I feel like, as much as I like to joke with the Mets fans and say, "Oh, I want the Yankees to get him. I love to see him hitting that short porch," but I just don't see him leaving the Mets. He's not the type of guy that is like Cano, who wants to go out and try something new, go to Seattle just so he can buy his Lamborghini. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daniel Murphy's fine with his nice souped-up Ford truck and hitting bombs in Queens and being loved there. I think he's that type of blue-collar guy who is going to just get after it. Yes, he wants to be paid and compensated for what he's done, but he's not looking for any Cano deal here.
No, and look at what Cano's doing. What's he doing? He's a sellout. He's not winning. He's not playing for anything. He's playing for money, and that never gets you anywhere. Mm-hmm. So Murph has the loyalty of the fans. He's got a city behind him. He's right at home. There's no reason for him to leave.
Mm-hmm. And so now, as I promised, I want to take some callers. It's the first time for the show. I think it makes the show a lot more interesting. It'll be good to get our fans involved. So callers, I invite you to call on something. Let me know what you think about Murphy. Let me know what you think about Collins managing. Let me know what you think about the Mets. And if they're going to win the World Series, I want to hear.
I'm really intrigued to hear some of the viewpoints on Joe Madden versus Terry Collins, because Terry Collins, he did a good job of getting in the umpire's face when a call needed to be made and making a point and backing his players. Yeah. And I think that is an important key that you don't see too many managers do these days.
Yeah, DeGrom last night, he didn't have his best stuff. That isn't the Jacob DeGrom. That's not the A Jacob DeGrom. That's the B minus Jacob DeGrom. And we got our first caller here, so let's try to shoot it on air. Bear with us. What's up, guys? Who is this? Who do we got on the phone?
Fran Kinsey.
Fran Kinsey. Welcome to the New York Sports Club. You're our first ever caller. What do you got for us today?
I just wanted to touch on what Daniel Murphy is doing in this postseason.
Wow, and how great has he been?
It reminds me, I remember 2008 watching the Phillies and the Dodgers in the NLCS, and there was a guy named Manny Ramirez.
Well, Manny Ramirez.
He was on base 50% of the time, and Daniel Murphy's having a better NLCS than he's had. It's unreal.
No, he's been phenomenal. I thank you for your call, Fran. As anyone knows, Fran's an MLB insider. The kid loves baseball. He's a baseball rat, and I just appreciate him taking the time out of his day, coming in from watching the women's soccer game, and giving me a call. Thank you, Fran.
No problem. Go Gales, go Mets, go Giants.
All right. Thank you, Fran, for the call. Everyone else, feel free to call. But going back to Game 3, I didn't think the Cubs played awful. I think the Mets just played better. And the Cubs made that mistake against the Mets on the strike him out, throw him out, and that ended up doing them. We got another call. Phone's ringing off the hook. Who do we got?
Got to place an order for delivery.
Oh, classic. All right, sorry, boys. That's unfortunately, we give people the liberty to call and they think it's funny. Which okay, strike one.
You know what? I could go for a pepperoni pizza right about now. Kyle.
Number one does sound good, but you kind of knew that one was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
It's abusing their power. They do it all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if it came from Hillside. Hillside seems like a suspect here, and you guys know who you are.
Anyway, back to the Mets.
Yeah, and so the Cubs, I didn't think played too bad. They made that one mistake on the striking out, throwing out. Mateo did as good of a job as he could. The guy threw a 45 footer, and that's unfortunate. But
whoa, Kyle.
What?
That ball's gotta be blocked.
Here we go.
Let's not make any mistake about it. You're down 2-0.
Pitcher and news coming out.
We need that ball blocked, my friend. That ball needs to be blocked.
Did you watch the at-bat? Did you watch the sequence? Because the sequence...
He struggled, without a doubt. Yeah, Montero struggled in that entire sequence of getting his glove down and really getting in front of it. He got to smother that ball, keep the runner on third, and give his team a chance to win. I mean, it's not like it's skipped away. It just got under his glove. That's unacceptable.
You know what you sound like right now? You sound like one of those dads at a Little League game that takes himself too seriously and is yelling at the poor 11-year-old that doesn't know how to block the ball. That was a tough play.
Come on, man. I'm not there yet.
That was a tough play. I mean, if you watch the at-bat, Montero made some nice blocks the whole at-bat. The bottom line is, come on, you got to block. Yes, you have to block it, but where's the pitcher there? He's got to get it done there. But like I said, the Cubs didn't play awful. They just made that mistake. And with the way the Mets pitching has been this postseason, I mean, when you get to the bullpen, I mean, they had Clippard in last night, which is interesting. They're showing a little trust in him. But I mean, the way they've been with Familia in the back end, it's pretty much over. It's over in the 7th or 8th.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was a little surprised when seeing Clippard too, especially with the lefty heavy Cubs lineup. So that was an interesting move, but it ended up paying off for Terry Collins and the Mets for sure.
Yeah, and so I mean, Game 3 was I don't think that the crowd at Wrigley Field. I don't put anything on really the environment. Not being what it should be. I don't want to be critical of the Cubs fans. To be honest, they were good when it mattered, but the Mets just are finding ways to win. And I think last night's loss was they kind of twisted the knife in the Cubs side last night. I mean, with DeGrom on the mound, obviously you think they have a good shot to win, but last night was That was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, it was pretty disappointing. I think that's what we saw from the fans, just a depleted fan base that just, once that pass ball came in that next inning, he scored 2 more, yeah, like you said, that kind of buried him for the series and possibly the season.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we're going to preview Game 4 tonight, back at it, and we're going to eventually get into some World Series predictions and just World Series talk. The Royals look good. Also, when we come back, we're going to get a little quick update from Max Bruckner on the Royals-Toronto game, which has just gotten underway. We'll see you in a bit.